his name is Jimmy. He's the one who actually played Bruce. He was like, never give me chocolate cake ever again for the rest of my life. Now, I don't know how he feels about that now, but I know then,
We'll ask.
right? I was like, but at that time, he was like, I'm good. I don't want it.
We have a most wonderful guest. She is the talented and amazing Kiami Davael, everybody. How's it going, man?
Hi, guys.
What's up?
How goes it?
We are better
so
now. Excited. This is epically amazing. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight.
Oh, of course. Thank you for having me.
Well, we kind of want to start off let's see, how do we start this? You tweeted that the air fryer is the best appliance. So we want to know, and yes, I cannot agree with you more. That is my favorite gift I've ever been given is my air fryer. So what would you say is your favorite thing to make in said air fryer?
Oh my gosh. Everything. Like I cook chicken, Brussels sprouts, bacon,
Ooh.
yeah,
there's
no
bacon
limit.
in the air fryer yet. Ooh,
No, I
Oh
haven't
my
either.
God, life-changing, promise.
Life-changing hacks to the air fryer. Yeah, it is a pretty epically amazing appliance. So when I saw that tweet, I was like, oh, we're gonna get along just fine.
That's how you know. Sign of a true
Right?
friend.
Right? That is so funny.
Well, we have to address something that, of course, we recognize you from, and probably a lot of people watching would probably recognize you from. But it has now been, it's shocking to say this. It has been 25 years since Matilda came out, and that blows my mind. Like, because we're all looking at all the three of us, that means we were all the same age when that movie came out, because we're all the same age now. And that freaks me out. But of course, being the incredible, fabulous, wonderful Lavender in that, what has stuck with you most, would you say, from your time working on that? Or and do you even remember things like the audition process or anything like that? Because it was so long ago.
Oh yes, absolutely. You know, I think my fondest memories, of course, are definitely being on set, because that's what I love. That's absolutely what I love. So being able to be around all of those kids, I mean, who, as a child, who wouldn't love that, right? So that was definitely one of my fondest memories. The audition process was extremely fun. I don't remember being really nervous, honestly. I don't remember being concerned or scared. I just remember just being told to just have fun and enjoy myself. And that is exactly what I did. So, and I'm like you, I can't believe it's been so long. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but you know, it's funny because Danik and I were talking about it when we found out you were joining us, and we're like, this movie has stood the test of time. You know, like it is seriously like oh my gosh, it is such a classic. It is such a classic movie. And especially your character of Lavender, you portrayed her so well and so accurately that it's like, yeah. I was saying to Danica before we started the stream, I was like, how do I tell her this without coming across as a kiss ass? But you know, I just you really did such a sensational job. And what do you think it was about Lavender that makes her such a timeless character?
Oh, that is a good question. You know what? I think that it has a lot to do with, and I will always say this, for the first time, there's a lot of, young girls that looked like me that hadn't seen themselves represented. So I think that spoke volumes. And because of that, now they have, their kids watching this who, blessed to see, more little kids that look like them now. However, at the time, it's a representation factor. So I definitely think that has a major thing, to do with it. That's a huge part of it. And I don't take that for granted. I'm extremely proud of that and extremely appreciative of the fact that I was able to be that person for a lot of people. And I think also just because, it's a really dope film. I mean, I'm biased, I have to admit.
But you're also
it's,
correct.
Yeah, you're correct.
well, thank you. Thank you. See, exactly. So I think that, is definitely part of it. And it's just a really, feel good film with, a really good storyline and message, all throughout. So I think that's also part of it.
Definitely. And how much did you know about the character like during the audition process? Like what did they tell you, or did they give you a lot of leeway to kind of make her your own?
So you know what? Honestly, I didn't know much except for the fact that, truthfully, the character wasn't meant for someone who looked like me. So I did find that out later. However, as far as who she was per se, that wasn't really much that I knew about, but I had this little, dare I say, kind of quirkiness and a little bit of a nerdiness to me, especially with those, Coke bottle glasses. So that, kind of enabled me to just bring who I honestly was. I mean, I was 8 at the time, so there wasn't really much of me delving super deep into it at that time. It's just me just being who I am and pretty much doing what I was told, what I was directed to do. So I think that a lot of that was honestly just me and just my kind of weirdness, so to speak, as a child. So
Well, thank you for your weirdness.
I love it.
I don't think that there's anyone else in this galaxy that could have played that role like you could have.
No.
So
thank
for sure.
you. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. I appreciate that.
Of course. And
Well,
and
I
I bet
think
it. Go ahead, Dan.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I'm sure it was a lot of fun on set. It's not oftentimes that
Yes.
you get to be around kids your age and just get to hang out all day and make a blockbuster film and grow up together. Are there any memories that stand out from your time on set with your fellow co-stars?
Oh my gosh, there's so many. I definitely think one of our fondest and probably one of the most exciting scenes for us to shoot was the cake scene. I definitely think that has stood out to us for years. And bless his heart, his name is Jimmy. He's the one who actually played Bruce. He was like, never give me chocolate cake ever again for the rest of my life. Now, I don't know how he feels about that now, but I know then,
We'll ask.
right? I was like, but at that time, he was like, I'm good. I don't want it. So that was definitely one of the scenes that really stick out to me. Also, one of the scenes that really stick out to me was the scene where I actually got to do my own stunt. So that was the first. I was a little nervous about it, but I wanted to do it myself because essentially everybody was doing their own when it came to all of the stunts in the film. And they asked me, did I want someone to do it? Nope. I'm going to do it myself. I'm going to be like everybody else, and I'm going to, face my fears, and we're going to make it happen. So that was definitely one of the scenes that sticks out to my mind. And probably, I think the end where we actually end up running Miss Trunchbull out, and we're like throwing all of these balloons and cakes and pies and all of this stuff. Yeah, that was fun. That was a good day. Definitely a good day.
I love that you mentioned Bruce though, because I don't know if it's the same for you, Danica, but whenever I look at a chocolate cake, like especially like a round chocolate cake, so when it's like I'm like, oh, Matilda,
Immediately.
like forever, like, and it'll be that way for the rest of my life.
It's ingrained.
So, yep.
That's so funny. Oh, I know, right? It's hard to get away from it.
Right.
I mean, we are a product of our time, so
yeah.
Yes,
So true.
very true.
Well, going back to, the idea that it's so important to have someone who, like you said, looks like you for representation, that now we get to see little girls even now who are still dressing up like Lavender for Halloween, and like even grown women are dressing up like Lavender for Halloween.
Yes.
And first of all, how adorable is that?
Right?
And what does that speak to for you in terms of, the kind of impact that you've made?
I mean, it's every year it happens. It's usually like their World Book Day. It'll happen, but definitely on Halloween, and it astounds me every single time. Like I'm expecting it to a degree, but I'm still so completely humbled by it at the same time. And it's one of those situations where I feel I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful and I'm so thankful because of the fact that people still really relate to me. They still feel like this is a character that means something to them, that perhaps spoke to them in whatever way. And it's so literally, it's so humbling. And it's again one of those things I do not take for granted. I do not take it lightly. I'm so appreciative and I'm so grateful for all of the individuals that have kind of rocked with me throughout, gosh, 25 years in my career, and just to see the fact that they still really enjoy that character and really still enjoy my work, just that's what I do it for. That is honestly what I do it for, not for any type of fame, if you will, or whatever the case may be. It's to impact and to touch someone's life. So
I love that so
that
much.
just
Yeah, me
makes
too.
me feel that that's exactly what I've done. So I'm
That's
so
perfect.
grateful.
Damn.
Good
Heck
answer.
yeah. Yeah. Good
I'm not
answer.
gonna cry. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, we tend to get emotional on here. So
Aww.
another thing we wanted to ask you about was I'm not sure how recently he spoke about it, but Danny DeVito was talking about potentially wanting to see a sequel for Matilda.
I'm
And
ready.
right, so are we. But
Right.
what would you like to see for Lavender? What do you think Lavender's been up to since the initial film? And yeah, what is she doing now?
Ooh. Oh man. I think, you know what? I feel like she may have found a love for, animals, because she was this whole newt thing was her thing. So I think that, she may have found a love for animals and kind of passed that love on to perhaps her child now. And I could see her and Matilda having their own like school and allowing their kids to grow up together and take those adventures together, and also passing on her quirkiness to her kids, to her
Hmm.
difference, and embracing the fact that she was different, and allowing her kids to embrace that as well. So I think that's what she's up to now, and I would love to see it.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
would we.
that's great. Yeah.
And I feel like Lavender would have, you know, she was so unique also, in the way that she looked. Her style was so cute and quirky. I feel like she'd be a bit of a fashionista too, I feel like some
Yeah.
right, something like that. But I love the animal aspect of it.
Mhm.
And I bet Lavender would be a wonderful mom, a wonderful teacher. And I feel like her and Matilda would still be like best gal pals.
Oh yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Definitely.
All right. Interesting. Because
See what we
I
can
don't,
push.
yeah, I was going to say, I don't believe that Roald Dahl did a follow up to Matilda. Did he? That was never an
I know of.
actual work,
I
was
don't
it?
think so. I don't think so. However, hey, we can take some artistic licenses and we can
Yeah.
make it happen.
Putting
I
it
am
out there
definitely,
into the
yes,
universe. That's what we like to
absolutely.
do. So, okay.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Well, we read somewhere, and we want to see if any of this is true,
Okay.
and just see your thoughts on any of this. But outside of acting, do you write, direct, produce? We know you do teach. So what
Yes.
are some other hobbies or other production interests for you?
So everything essentially that you just mentioned is 100% correct. So those are
Yes.
all things that I, good job. So those are all things that I thoroughly enjoy and things that I am currently working on and as we speak. You know what? I'm actually also venturing into, because I have been told so many times that I need to write a book. So I'm
Hmm.
really trying to see where that road may or may not lead. I'm not
Ooh.
100% sure on that one yet, but that's perhaps another avenue in the future that I might pursue. But definitely continuing, of course, with the acting, writing, definitely into production and making sure, that I bring out quality content and kind of also being, like I said, on the other side of the camera, which is different in a way, but never, letting go of my first love. So,
And as far as directing, is there certain types of works that you like to direct or prefer to direct?
you know what? I haven't had a huge hand, honestly, in directing as of yet. Definitely something that I would love to have some experience in. I think it takes a very, very different type of eye to direct and a very different type of mindset and just a different level of creativity. So I would love to be able to kind of just stretch myself and give that a try. As far as a genre, I don't know, to be completely honest. I'm a sap for like either the comedies or the real, feel good movies. So I feel like that would probably be kind of my lane.
Hmm.
However, I'm open to seeing whatever it is that, like I said, I can stretch myself to do. So no
And
limits.
no, there you go. Nor should there be. And as far as like theater, have you had the opportunity to do any like live theater productions? And if so or if not, is there a dream role?
Oh, so I have done theater in the past. I haven't done theater recently, but I have had the experience of that. I enjoy that. It's a different type of feeling than when, of course, you're in front of the camera, just because, as you already know, it's live, and you also have the energy from the whole audience. So that just brings a whole nother just vibe to the project. So that I love. I absolutely love. The difference, I think, also is because you have to make sure that you are completely, like, fully memorized from just beginning to end, and it's not a redo or retake. So, those are, of course, the main differences that still make it very exciting. As far as
For
a
sure.
dream role on stage, no, I don't know, but I would definitely love Broadway. I would love to do something on Broadway. I'm not really sure what that something would be, but I would definitely love to see myself on Broadway for sure.
Yeah. I mean, well, the best thing about theater and especially Broadway is there's a lot of variety, there's a lot of options, and there's a lot of
Yes.
wonderful roles. So,
Yes,
and
absolutely.
I mean, I feel like the perfect segue is obviously Matilda is a Broadway musical. So have you
This
had the
is true.
opportunity to see it? And how familiar are you with the play or musical?
I haven't had a chance to see it yet, which is so sad. I haven't gotten the opportunity. I've seen some different individuals who have played Lavender. I've heard and seen different scenes. I haven't actually just been able to see the whole production. I would absolutely love to. I would love to make an appearance. I would love to be a part of it in some way if there's ever, time as far as scheduling and space and things like that. However, from what I have seen and from what I have heard, they're doing an absolutely amazing job. And I'm so excited just to see how this continues to just grow and evolve. So I'm so happy for them, and I would definitely, like I said, just let me know once we can kind of be able to commingle a little bit more
Mm-hmm.
without
Because
concern.
right, I know.
So,
I feel like, and just from kind of getting to know you in the past 20 minutes or so, I feel like you would be a very lovely Miss Honey.
oh my gosh, I would love that. You know what? I could honestly see that. I think I could see that at
Yeah,
some point.
definitely.
Yeah. Hey, like you said, put it out in the
There it
atmosphere.
is. Ah, out in the world. Well, I guess a
Right?
follow-up question somebody had when we were talking about directing, Renee wanted to know if you would ever want to direct a music video. That's kind of a cool position too.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, I would love to. Yes,
Cool.
I'm completely open to that. For
The
sure.
answer is yes, Renee. Yes,
And because
sure.
I love music. So I really feel like that would kind of bring two of my passions, if you will, together. So yes,
What kind of
yes.
music do you like, and what kind of music do you like to sing?
So I am, the I think I have a little bit of an old soul. I've always been told that. So I am that like R&B
Mm.
girl. Like I love just R&B music, that old school. I grew up on just old school music. So I'm a true R&B lover, honestly, through and through.
Awesome. Yeah, and
So
I feel like the music that we had growing up, like, being born in the 80s but getting the music of the 90s, I mean,
yes,
especially for R&B, the, yeah, absolutely.
nothing like it, right?
I know. I feel like that's why a majority of my Spotify playlist are like 90s, 2000s music, because I just live for the nostalgia of it. So, yeah.
Yes, and
Yeah.
we'll blast it like it just came out.
Totally. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, another thing that we saw on your Instagram was, it looks like you were performing at comedy clubs. Is that something that you were doing, or are you interested in comedy as well?
So I was hosting an event at a comedy club, and that has literally been my first time ever being like on a comedy stage, hosting something like that. Now I've hosted events before, but this was, of course, just a little bit different. So I don't know if I'm ready for the stand up. I don't
Okay.
know if that's my thing. Now, it's another artistic avenue. However, I just have such respect for comedians that I just feel like it's something that you are absolutely born with, and I'm not quite sure if that's my lane.
Fair enough. I mean,
So,
it is very scary. I don't think people realize how different doing stand-up comedy is versus a play or any other medium where you're in front of a crowd.
yes,
It is scary. It is a scary place to be. So,
definitely. And you're just completely, exposed, which is fine. It's just I feel like you really have to know what you're doing when you
mhm.
when you decide to do that. So,
And you have to know how to read a room and react to, who knows what someone's going to say,
yes.
or
Yes.
it's very next level. It's just it's scary. But oh, I think Danica's
Definitely.
back. Sorry, we once again,
Oh,
technology. This happens. Welcome back.
okay.
Thanks. Sorry, I'm plugged in and
Hello.
everything. I don't know what's going on.
No, it
Super
happens.
fun.
All right, Danica, we're on your last question.
Oh boy. Oh yay. So I'm excited about this one.
Okay.
If you could resurrect or reboot a TV show from your childhood, which would it be? And this doesn't necessarily have to be one that you were in.
Okay.
Or it could be. It
It
could
could
be.
be.
Ooh.
Or one of
Okay.
each.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Ooh. Wow. Such a good question. Okay, so I think I might have maybe three that come to my
Okay,
mind.
go
So
ahead.
one is a cartoon,
Mm.
Rugrats.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Rugrats. Now, I know that they like were doing this potential reboot
Mm.
situation. I think I seen something about that. It's not the same.
Yeah.
It's not
It never
the
will
same.
be.
The animation just right. I'm like, and just I know things evolve. Animation obviously is going to evolve, but it just doesn't look the same. It doesn't have the same feel. So
Mhm.
that would be one. Another one. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I wasn't in this show, but I absolutely loved it. I don't know if you guys remember TGIF. You
Oh
remember
yeah.
that? Right. Right. See, this is how old
Yes.
I am. Right. Okay. So the show, I'm sure people have seen this before. Family Matters.
Oh my god, of course. Oh, Julia White.
Love.
Yeah.
And,
Oh, Julia White is right.
Who knew he was such
Right?
a hunk in real life? It's so crazy.
Love him. And I actually had the pleasure of working with him on his show Grown Ups. So
That's amazing.
such an awesome guy. So that, and then probably, okay, and I have two more. One more would be, and these two I was on, In the House and Steve Harvey. So,
Oh, yeah.
like those I need back. All those.
Of course.
Talking about style icons, we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about Steve Harvey, who is living his best life on like
Isn't
every
he, though?
road is a runway. That man he's taking risks. I know.
He
Yeah.
is. And they are working. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, because
It's so
there's
good.
not a lot of men that can wear like lime green pants and get away with it.
Right.
But Steve Harvey can
Right.
somehow. And
It's
And-
him and like men in the 1940s.
like that's it.
Like
Yeah,
no
right.
in between, huh?
Right.
Yeah.
That and were you on the Steve Harvey show as well, if I remember correctly? That's so cool too. Oh my gosh. What was your experience like working with Steve?
Oh, he's absolutely hilarious. He's one of those individuals where you have to be very quick on your feet because he's really big on, improv. So you have to be able to kind of match that energy, which for me is definitely a learning experience because if you're not used to that, you kind of want to soak that up and then try to match your skill in the best way that I can as a child and understanding what that means, but just wanting to be able to make sure that there wasn't a lag or that I didn't take too much time to think about it, that I just shot back because that's what makes for the good banter and that's what makes for the good TV. So I appreciate
Another
him for
example
that.
of
Another
how
lesson.
incredibly smart you are too, because like
Aw, thank you.
it takes so much intellect to be able to do that because that amount of like quick-witted rapid fire stuff is just like, I mean, when we've got people on our show that are comedians, like especially someone like Greg Proops who intimidates the crap out of me because of how funny he is and because of how smart he is, because of how funny he is, and it's just like I just go, I'm not smart enough to be in this conversation. I'm just like, oh God.
Sure you are. Absolutely.
Sure
Yeah,
doesn't feel like it.
Absolutely.
Danica, you keep up. You're doing great. You're doing just fine. Your internet maybe not so much, but you're doing fine.
Yeah.
So okay, so Kiami, we actually have a game we're gonna play. This is a game of Would You Rather. There's no wrong answers, and if you want to elaborate on why you pick something, that's fine. If not, that's just as fine. So all right, we're gonna bring up the first one. I'll read the first one. Okay, so would you rather have to spend an hour in the chokey or have to eat an entire chocolate cake by yourself?
Oh gosh. Yeah, I'm gonna take the chokey. Because there's absolutely no way I'm gonna be able to finish that cake. It's not happening. It's not happening. So
Yeah.
I'll just go ahead and pick that chokey.
Okay. It's a scary place. It's a scary place. I don't know if I could do the chokey, but I don't think I could do the cake, especially being lactose intolerant. That is just a nightmare. Really, it is.
See?
Okay.
See? No. So I'll just take the chokey and let those 60 minutes just fly on by.
All right.
All right. Our next one. Would you rather have telekinetic powers or have brute strength?
Ooh. I think I would have to go with the powers because I feel like there would be, a lot of good that I would be able to do with that. So I would definitely choose that just so that way I can try to use that to, change a dynamic and make things better. So I'll go with that.
And I respect that decision to want to better the world. I was like, I would just make milk fly around, but changing the world is probably the better reason to have any ability. So
Make my chicken nuggets cook themselves.
Oh yeah. Oh gosh.
Right.
Yeah. Start the air fryer with your brain. All right, here's the next one.
There you
Would
go.
you rather would you rather make a holiday gingerbread house out of candy corn or make a gingerbread house out of Peeps?
Ooh. Well, you know what? I love both. I'm one of those individuals that likes candy corn. Like, I
Okay,
do
we
not
found
mind it.
one. Okay.
Yes, right? I know. I'm like
Here
the
she
exception.
is, the lone wolf, guys. Yeah.
Right? I'm like literally the exception because every time that Halloween comes around, it's like nobody likes candy corn. I'm like, why? It is so tasty.
More for
Um,
you.
so I would probably have to go with the candy corn. I mean, I like marshmallows too, but I probably have to go with the candy corn. I think, yeah, I'm going for it.
Okay.
And just from a practical standing, they probably are a little more structural.
This is true. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
I was just going
Wow.
with the taste, but you're right.
Okay. All right, Danica. Okay. All right, here's the next one.
All right. Yes. Would you rather own an air fryer sold to you by Mr. Wormwood or only be able to ever wear the color lavender?
I'm going with the color lavender. I'm going with that.
Same.
Yeah.
I'm going with that.
It's a beautiful color, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It
Yeah.
is, and purple just so happens to be my favorite color. So
Ditto.
Same.
there we go.
Yeah.
Like literally the color lavender is my favorite color.
Same here. Yeah.
See?
Oh yeah.
There we
Yeah.
go.
Danica and my bedrooms, like growing up, they were always lavender.
It's
Yeah,
like
it's-
yeah. Lavender
Mhm.
dream bedroom.
Yeah. But
Love
also, I have to give a shout out to my husband for that incredible graphic with the air fryer because
Right.
it.
I just want to know how shady that air fryer is. Like, is it actually going to cook my food or probably
It's
not?
actually just a coffee pot.
Yeah.
You're right, exactly.
Yeah.
It's not gonna work. No.
Interesting.
Nope.
Interesting. All right. Here's the next one. Would you rather star in a production of Cats or star in a production of Wicked?
Good question. You know, I think I would have to go with sheesh. I don't even know. No, I feel
How
like
are
I would
your
have to
dance
go with
skills?
Cats. I would see that's what I was gonna say. I think I would have to go with Cats just because, I like to dance. So
There
I
you go.
think, that would be able to, let me get out there and prance around. Not to go with that.
Okay. Cats
Nice.
is a good answer. It's
Mhm.
a good
Right?
Especially for people who actually know what they're doing when they dance. Like
Yeah.
it's a good answer. Just not me.
Yeah, or me. Yeah, I could never be in Cats because I would probably fall off of the stage. Meow,
Oh, no.
meow, meow. Oh yeah. All right, next one.
Meow splat. Okay. Would you rather only sing music from the 60s or only sing music from the 70s?
I'm probably gonna have to go with the 70s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is a tough one.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
It is tough.
yeah,
Mm.
I
disregarding an
think the
entire
70s,
genre. Yeah. Okay. Hey,
Mm.
no wrong answer. 70s is great. We got
That's right.
some good disco. We got some. I mean,
Right?
R&B star in there. So okay,
See?
70s
See?
it is.
Rock and roll starting.
Yeah.
Yep. See?
Yeah.
There's a
Got your
whole lot going
blues.
on
You're
in the
good.
70s.
Okay,
Mhm.
70s it is. I would probably choose 70s too. All right, here's the next one. Would you rather live in the Matilda world or live in the Lemony Snicket world?
I'm gonna have to go in the Matilda world because that other option is a bit much for me. It's too
Okay.
much going on over there. So
It's a lot. It's certainly
Right?
a lot. But Matilda world, yes. And just visually, it's so beautiful too.
Mhm.
Indeed.
That's true. That's true.
Like if
I
I
agree.
can live in that cottage, how did she find that? Like who is her real estate agent and can I have their number? Like those don't exist. But all right.
Right?
So we have two more. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Would you rather perform a song on stage with the first musical act you ever saw live or perform a song on stage with the first musician's album you ever bought?
Ooh. Okay. Truth, I don't necessarily remember the first album that I bought.
That's okay.
I'm not even going to lie about that. But I do remember my first concert. So I think I would have to go with that. And I would be happy with that.
And who was it?
It was actually my very first concert ever was a Kirk Franklin concert.
Really?
It was my very first concert ever. So if I had to go on stage and perform live with Kirk Franklin, I'm with it.
All right.
I mean,
good answer.
Solid.
Good answer. I'm trying to think like what my first album I bought. I think, I'd have to think about that too. Okay. Alanis Morissette? I don't know. Maybe it was Jagged Little Pill.
With my own money, it was probably Mariah Carey.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. Sounds like the times.
Or Boyz II Men. It was one of the two for sure.
Oh, that's a good one.
It's a good one for sure.
That I bought. That I remember buying. Yeah.
All right. Kiami, we have one final question. So, would you rather star in a remake of Thelma and Louise with Mara Wilson or star in a sequel of Grown Ups with Mara Wilson?
Oh, I would have to do Thelma and Louise. Because, I mean, they're two peas in a pod. I think that would be amazing. Honestly, and just kind of the adult version. Oh, yes. Of us.
Right?
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
Good answer. All phenomenal answers, all correct answers. You passed, even though we found out you like candy corn. We still enjoy you.
Yeah.
So before we do wrap this up, is there any final thoughts you want to leave us with here?
You know what? I just appreciate the opportunity to come and talk to you guys. And I appreciate, the love and the support. And I just want, everyone to just continue to just smile, continue to stay positive. I know it's a lot going on right now. It's kind of a crazy time, an unprecedented time, just from one day to the next. It's just, kind of scary, but just remain positive and just remember that what is for you will never miss you. So.
Oh,
thank you for that. That's
yes,
lovely.
I love that.
Yes.
So before we do let you go, we're going to go over our upcoming guests that we have for December, which is insane because it's almost tomorrow's December. All right. So next Tuesday we have, I know it's bizarre. It's not, I can't believe it. Next Tuesday we have Jason Narvey from the Power Rangers. Next Thursday, we're welcoming back Edward Furlong from Terminator 2. And the following Thursday, we also have record executive for Linkin Park, Macy Gray, Limp Bizkit, Jeff Blue, and make sure to keep watching this space, guys, over at Talkulture to see all of our upcoming guests. Kiami, you are lovely both inside and out, and thank you so much. We really appreciate your time.
Of course. Thank you for having me. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you.
Yay! Well, happy holidays, and everyone
You
watching,
too.
we will see y'all next week. Have a great one. Bye.
Bye.